Well, here we go. Happy 4th of July, ladies and dudes. And don't forget to pay your respects to our home country flag. This flag is the most important thing of all in American history. Hands down. Well, anyway, hi, ladies and dudes, and welcome back for part 2 of my top 10 most biggest lip alligator moments that I have ever found from 3 different characters in 3 different films. I guess you want to remember which ones they are again. Professor or Priest Robert Landon from Angels and Demons. John Wick from John Wick Chapter 3, B.L.A.M. Oh, darn it all, it sucks. No Sire, poor Otto won, but his metal arms are there for Spider-Man No Way Home. And finally, ladies and dudes, we gotta make it to the top 5 choices. The top 5 most biggest lip alligator moments that I have ever found from these 3 great characters. And they are truly the main masters of giving us so many big lip alligator moments that happen one time and one time only, and you'll never see it, heard it, or mentioned about it ever again for the rest of your lives. And these 3 films are the top main tiers. That's for sure. In movie sequel history. That's for sure. So let's wrap it up. Coming at number 5, I gotta go with all the big lip alligator moments that ever happened in Spider-Man No Way Home. And the very first time we got to know Otto 1 in his brand new different design of himself. And I love this design way, way, way better than the one that came from Spider-Man 2. So coming at number 5 is all the big lip alligator moments to be found in the bridge scene that came from Spider-Man No Way Home. I'll have to cut this one nice and short for all of you. Otto gave us so many big lip alligator moments to be found in the bridge scene. Like, he became the very first Spider-Man villain who got to know Peter 1 first, and this is the very first time he got to know the youngest Peter Parker that he have ever faced in his whole entire life, while Peter 1 is in his iron suit. And he did face Peter 1 with his iron suit. Yeah, so that means Otto 1 finally found his rightful match. A guy who also knows about metal and iron at the same time. And yeah, that battle is something really epic and powerful. And also getting to know about Peter 1's technology of the iron suit, and he got involved with a trap in it. Hard for strike that, reverse it. That's way too hard for me to say about this important big lip alligator moment, so I put that at the number 5 spot. Coming at number 4 goes to John Wick Chapter 3, B.L.A.M, and this is one of the most craziest big lip alligator moments that John Wick have ever done in his whole entire life. And sadly, he'll never do it again. And that is, he's going to ride a horse in the Big Apple. And yep, John Wick did use a couple of horses here and there in this movie. Maybe like 2 or 3, I can't remember how many he used. But he did use a couple of horses here and there to kick some major butt and a couple of bad guys here and there. And he did use one of those horses to be his ride. And this is something you don't see every day, is John Wick using one of those horses as a ride in the Big Apple. And he did face one of the bad guys for it. This is one wild and crazy big lip alligator moment I will never forget in movie history. I gotta cut this short for the number 4 spot. Coming at number 3, I gotta cut this one nice and short as well for number 3. That came from Auto 1. And you'll find out the reason why he deserves to be the king of all big lip alligator moments. That he did all one times and one time only. And you'll never see it ever again. And this is the reason why that Auto 1 became the very first unlikely ally character in an MCU film for all 3 of the Peter Parkers in the different universes. So coming at number 3 is the main finale of Spider-Man No Way Home. And there's a lot of big lip alligator moments to be found in this character. Just a lot of big lip alligator moments to be found in this great epic character. Like, he grabbed Peter 3 for the very first time with his claws. He took care of Electro once and for all and gave him his cure. He reunited with Peter 3. I mean, not Peter 3, but he did reunite with Peter 2 for the very first time. And he is all grown up. He did a break of the fourth wall moment when he says, "You're all grown up." And also, he did rescue Doctor Strange's life from almost being killed by the Green Goblin's weapons. So, there's a lot of great big lip alligator moments to be found in this underrated great character. And Auto 1 deserves to be the king of all big lip alligator moments. That's for sure. And truly the real show stealer of the movie. And that's why he has to be at number 3. Coming at number 2 is my favorite big lip alligator moment that came from Robert, and also one of the best movie plot twists I have ever seen in movie history. And don't get me wrong, ladies and dudes, do you think that Robert is kind of like a male version of Mulan in so many ways? And since their storylines are pretty darn similar in a lot of ways, they disguise themselves to be somebody that they're not, and they're trying to search for something that's very important to them for the rest of their lives. So coming at number 2 goes to Robert's reflection in Angels and Demons. I really love Robert's storyline very much in this movie. And this is the only time that Robert became a 50-50% character. There's a 50 of him who is a professor, while the other 50% of him as the priest. Well, in the first half of the story, we got to know him as a professor. A very fun, lovable goofball of a guy who's so darn concerned about getting that book of his done. Something about part 2, something like that. And he wants to get to the art guy place so he can finally get the last item that he needs so he can complete his book, and also try to find a way to continue on his journey of doing the scavenger hunt thingy-majig and get to know about the mysteries between demons and angels alike, and find those Carnate dudes who got kidnapped by that evil assassin for some unknown reason. And we got to know the other half of the story where we got to know him as a priest. You know, his transformation, his personality had changed, his attitude had changed, and he's covered up in black clothing. But the only thing that remains is his Mickey Mouse watch and his brown shoes. But the most important thing I love about his storyline is he knows how to be himself. And being himself is the only way he could be just a normal human being. So, yep, it's a story about his reflection. There's a part of him who is a professor and a part of him who is a priest. But in 100% way, he has to learn to be himself no matter what. Hard for me to say about this number 2 spot. The best plot twist I have ever seen in movie history, and also the best big lip alligator moment that you'll ever see in movie history. Yeah, in both Da Vinci Code and Inferno, he became a professor 100% in both of those films, but in Angels and Demons, he's halfway as a professor and halfway as a priest. An unknown priest that we do not know of that much. So yeah, Robert's reflection deserves to be at number 2, and also he's trying to find faith for himself. That's what he was looking for all of his life, is his faith. You know, believing himself in very important stuff. Well, you get the picture. And finally, ladies and dudes, we're on to number 1. What is the most biggest lip alligator moment I have ever found in movie history? And it's a tie, just a tie, between the 2 best big lip alligator moments ever in movie history. Oh, hold on. Something that these 2 characters have in common. One is they both dressed in black, and they both got soaking wet in so many reasons. One, he only did it for a couple of minutes, while the other did it a couple of seconds. One in the fountain, and the other in the swimming pool. So coming at number 1 is the underwater sequence. And I can't tell which one I like the best. I just love them both in their own rights. For Angels and Demons, it's all about where Robert had risked his life to go in the fountain and try to save an elderly dude's life before he drowns to death. And one of the best movie scenes that I have ever cared about in movie history. And the other is from John Wick Chapter 3, B.L.A.M. It says it has beautiful cinematography I have ever seen in my whole entire life. And it only happened one shot only, where John Wick has to go underwater in a swimming pool and kill a bad guy in a swimming pool for just a couple of seconds only. And I'll let you guys pick which underwater sequence you love the best. Something that both Tom Hanks and Keanu Reeves have one thing in common. Or some things in common for both of these amazing sequels. And that's why it has to be at the number 1 best big lip alligator moment I have ever found in movie history. If you know what I mean. Alright, that's all said and done, ladies and dudes. And that is the top 5 best big lip alligator moments I have ever found in movie history that featured 3 characters in 3 different movie sequels. So tell me, ladies and dudes, what is your favorite big lip alligator moment that you have ever found from these 3 films? Well, whichever it is, leave a comment there and let me know. And I gotta ask my buddy Hana Meccan, what is your favorite Robert Landon moment that you have ever seen your whole entire life from all 3 of the films, or just Angels and Demons? Well, whichever it is, leave a comment there and let me know. And I gotta go. I gotta do some important stuff here and there, like my job and some others. And don't forget, happy 4th of July to all of you. And don't forget to pay your respects to our beautiful home country flag. It's the most important thing of all in American history. So, I'll see you all later, and sayonara, and God bless you.